front bolt. That's about it. Inside here you'll see this is the latch that actually holds the tombstone in place. Guys, you don't want to lose this, and you don't want to lose this little spring in there. So if you can avoid it, leave it all sitting right in there. If you have to take it out, you can take it out. It's not a big deal. Just watch for this when you're taking your marker apart. There's also one O-ring here you guys can see. This O-ring actually just acts to create a seal against the side of the power tube for the cyclone feed system, okay? So that just sits up against there. The air actually comes out of the valve through this little hole here, through here, and this just keeps it all nice and airtight. Okay guys, so that's about it. That's an A5 disassembled. Take a look at it. It's all your pieces, your front and rear sight, cyclone, back cap, tombstone, front grip, all your keys, all your push pins, your grip, your barrel adapter, your receiver, cocking handle, spring. There's the nut for the front handle. There's your detent, power tube, front back bolt, linkage arm, and your 2 clamshells. Okay guys, pretty simple. Let's put it back together real quick. Just pop that into there. That just sits right in there like that. Gonna take the power tube, make sure that's facing down because that's where your tombstone's gonna sit. So that's gonna go right in there like that. Take your rear bolt. If that falls out, don't worry about it. It just fills the bolt. Put that back in there. You're gonna put that in. Take your front bolt with your linkage arm. Put that right down in there like that. Put that down in the hole in the top of the bolt. And actually, a good little tip is to slide this power tube on there. Get it all to sit right into place, right where you want it. Then connect the back bolt to it. Okay? So that's all in place now. We're going to take the cocking handle and spring. We're going to set that in. That's going to lock right over the linkage arm just like that. It's all in place there. We're going to take the detent. We always want to remember to put our detent back. Remember what I said, guys? Not this way. We're going to put it this way. So it's going to go back in there just like that. Okay? Next piece is the nut for your front grip. You don't want to forget that, or else you put it on and you can't put your front grip in. That just floats around in there. And before you close up the marker, that's about all the pieces that you have to put back in. Okay? Don't forget about this. That's going to be the last thing that's going to go with your cap. I usually don't put it in until afterwards. The reason being, when you go to close this up, sometimes you got to reopen it again. Sometimes you got to pick it up and the back cap falls down, and it's kind of frustrating. So there we go. First shot, all closed up. See how that just slid right out? You can put all your bolts back in there. Just stick them in there. All the spots the bolts were in the first place, that's where you're going to put them back to. This one here, actually, good point I've just made to myself, is that you're going to actually want to put that one in last, because this one here is where your front sight's going to go. So, just so it doesn't fall apart on us, let's tighten up all the other ones. If this takes you a little longer than it takes me, don't be discouraged. I've done it lots and lots of times. It's going to take a few times to get used to all the parts in there without worrying about whether or not you're forgetting anything or anything like that. Take your time. Make sure you do it right. There's nothing worse than putting it all back together and you find out you've done something wrong. You got to take it apart again to put it back together. So this is the one that's actually going to hold in your front sight. We're just going to clip the front sight into here. Give it a little bang like that. I'm going to put that bolt in. So that's the last one we're going to put in place. We're going to put that in. That's it. Now all the screws are back in place. The next thing we're going to do, I like to put the drive spring in. Put the pin in. I take the back cap, line that all up. I actually push that in like that. And we're going to put the bolt just in the back top one. Okay guys? Next thing we're going to do is put the tombstone back in. I like to do that. Make sure your valve and everything stays nice and tight in place. Slide that right in just like that. Should be no problem. Okay guys? So far so good. Next thing we're going to put on is the front grip, because why not? Just going to drop that on there. Make sure you line up the bolt with the holes. We're going to screw that back into place. So now that's on there. Again, you can loosen this up and move it forward, move it backwards, or wherever you want it. And tighten that guy back down into place. Next thing we're going to put on is the grip frame. You're going to grab the grip frame, take this little tombstone adapter that puts on the line. We're just going to put it on just like that, nice and easy, really simple, until it gets tight. It'll actually look like it's gone a little too far. You can just bring it back a little bit. Clip that up onto there. We're going to put these two push pins in. So now your grip's back on the body of your marker. Everything's on there right now except for the cyclone. You can take this last push pin that just latches on your tombstone. You put that in there. So now, for your sight, we're pretty much back together. Everything's in there. Everything works. You can take a look. Make sure you put everything back together right. Make sure you put the detent in there right. Take your cyclone. I like to lay the cyclone down on the side. Again, guys, like I said, double check, make sure that banjo O-ring's there. I can see it's there. I'm going to take this, line it up. Just going to screw this. Sometimes because of the hose it wants to fight against you, but just hold it down. Screw it back into place. Now that's back on there nice and tight. You flip it over, grab that, cyclone bolt back in, do that up, and you're done. That's it. That's the entire A5, disassembled, reassembled, everything except for the cyclone now you've seen here today. You guys should be more than capable of taking this marker apart, putting it back together. If you have any problems, check the video. Feel free to contact us, Operation Milsim. OperationMilsim.com, buymilsim.ca. Email us, management@operationmilsim.com. Shoot us an email, let us know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to all our videos. Stop on in, Operation Milsim, 4544 Queen Street. Pick up your A5 today. Peace.